Welcome back, everyone, to more BallyDung Wrestling's Thankful Beatings 2014. We are getting ready now for the BallyDung Championship to be decided. Yes, that is right. You heard correct. The BallyDung Championship to be decided as this music sounds like the Undertaker's music. And here comes the Undertaker. I guess he's going to be the special guest referee for this matchup. And that kind of makes sense with such high stakes on the line. I mean, we have the longest reigning BallyDung champion, the Mad Professor, facing the second longest reigning champion, Max Frost. And so these two going at it head to head. This match could easily get out of hand, and the Undertaker, I guess, is here to make sure that this matchup does not get out of hand. And he looks like he's ready for business here tonight. And of course, the Mad Professor and Max Frost, they've had battles in the past, but I don't think any of them have been as big as this one. They've had battles in the past, but that was before the Mad Professor got his skills all honed and became the longest reigning BallyDung champion. The Mad Professor has been through so much. He's been BallyDung champion, YouTube world champion. He's held almost every championship in BallyDung wrestling, with the exception of the international title. But I don't think that should count in the Grand Slam that the Mad Professor has, because that belt came along later, after the Mad Professor had made BallyDung history. And for sure, these two competitors in this title match will go down someday in the BallyDung Wrestling Hall of Fame. I believe they are first ballot Hall of Famers. There is no denying how great their careers have been in BallyDung wrestling, and you can't take away all the accomplishments that they have achieved. The Mad Professor and Max Frost have both had a lot of success. They've been tag team champions. They've held singles gold. They've had brutal encounters with each other, and the Mad Professor, throughout this year, 2014, he's had a lot of grueling matches for that championship, and he's been able to keep that belt around his waist. He hasn't reached the 1 year mark as champion, but I think that what he's done in BallyDung wrestling is huge. He's almost entered, get this folks, I believe he's entered almost every BallyDung event in this current calendar year as BallyDung champion. That's a huge, huge accomplishment for any superstar in BallyDung wrestling, let alone the Mad Professor, and making history as the longest reigning champion. Some people say it's the number of times you've won the title, but here's the thing. The number of times you've won a championship means you've lost it about that many times. Ric Flair, they said, is a 16-time world champion, but that means he's lost the title 16 times. He lost it 15 times before he got the number 16, as here comes Max Frost. And Max Frost, of course, earned this opportunity back at Halloween Hell 2014 when he won that epic ladder match for that contract. And tonight he cashes in that opportunity. But that was what the contract was. It wasn't a money in the bank contract like some people might be thinking. No, it was an opportunity here to get a shot at the BallyDung Championship, and Max Frost getting this opportunity. Max Frost is a former YouTube world champion, one of the few competitors to actually hold that belt, as well as the Mad Professors held that belt as well. And Max Frost getting his chance now to become BallyDung champion yet again. And the Hate City Rockers have got to be loving this, that Max Frost is in a big highlight, high-profile contest tonight. And I could only imagine how crazy things would get if Max Frost were to walk out of here as champion. But don't ever count out the Mad Professor. The Mad Professor is rarely out of any fight. He's lost, I think, that belt only once in 2014, but the person that beat him for it ended up losing it back to the Mad Professor. So the Mad Professor, he hasn't really had very many bad matches this year And of course, the Mad Professor and Claire had some kind of a deal going at Halloween Hell that allowed the Mad Professor to become the last YouTube world champion. As now the Mad Professor sends Max Frost into the ropes, knocks him outside of the ring, and the Undertaker now starting a 10 count as the Mad Professor sends Max Frost into the corner and now right into the barricade as the Undertaker starts that 10 count here on the outside, and now Max Frost sent into that barricade there as the Mad Professor goes out of the ring and now goes into the ring and out of the ring, and Max Frost goes out of the ring again to meet the Mad Professor on the outside, and they're just brawling here on the outside, and Max Frost sent into that corner near the board of directors. The board of directors watching this very closely as Brit and Max both get back into the ring. And now a lockup and Max Frost getting the better of this. This match could go for quite a long time. As now a float over DDT neck breaker there by Max Frost. And these two, they just had a lot of success against each other. They fought many, many times. And sometimes they've exchanged championships on different occasions. But here, what a way for ThankFul Beatings 2014 to continue rolling on with this matchup slightly early. I thought this would be the main event, but I guess that it got bumped because they want the tournament to, I think, be the main event tonight as the Mad Professor slams down Max Frost, and the Mad Professor goes for a few attacks there, sends Max Frost into the ropes, and the Undertaker now admonishing the Mad Professor for what he just did, and the Mad Professor now sends Max Frost again into the ropes, and now he's going to suplex him back into the ring. I think Undertaker wants all of the action to stay in the ring. I don't think he wants it to go to the outside, and I don't think that it should go to the outside as the Undertaker throws Brit back into the corner. So, and now I guess he doesn't want to look like he's aiding anybody, so the Undertaker trying to be impartial, or as impartial as he can, in this style of a matchup, and this is huge. The stakes in this match is he's admonishing the Mad Professor for trying to go to the outside yet again, and with the high stakes in a matchup like this, you'd hate to see it end, with some kind of chicanery or something, or in a cheap fashion. Because both of these guys, they have made a name for themselves in BallyDung Wrestling, and with the possible Hall of Fame someday for these competitors, I mean, you don't want to see it end that way. As now a running power slam there by the Mad Professor. He just hit a running power slam, but no. Max Frost is able to get back the momentum in a seesaw type affair here as the Mad Professor gets back into this, but no. Max Frost back into it. These two just keep reversing each other's moves, and their styles are just so different as a jawbreaker there by the Mad Professor as the Undertaker helps out Max Frost, and it looks like they might be going back to the outside of the ring as Brit sends Max Frost onto the apron and suplexes him back in the ring. And so a great contest here between these two thus far, as the Undertaker is now on the outside watching what's going on as the Mad Professor and Max Frost seemingly have been trying to make this into a street fight, but Undertaker tries to get both men back into the ring. He wants this action to continue inside of the ring, and he just keeps throwing these competitors back in and throwing them a little bit up against the side of the apron. Is now Max Frost and the Mad Professor on the outside as Undertaker starts that 10 count. He wants Max Frost back into the ring, and Max Frost goes back in, but Brit is on the outside, and now Max Frost goes back to the outside, and the Mad Professor catches that leg of Max Frost and running power slam here as Brit and Max Frost continuing this battle. And now Max Frost dazed and confused, but the Undertaker's trying to get it back into the ring. Max Frost, though, is out there on that barricade as the Mad Professor goes out to meet him on the outside, and these two now fighting on the outside as Max Frost thrown back into the ring, and that elbow there by the Mad Professor. Undertaker is yelling at Brit to get back into the ring and continue this fight. And now they're fighting, and now Max Frost has the upper hand yet again, but no. Brit reverses it. This matchup is kind of hard to call with both men. Just neither one of them is giving the other a chance to run away with this contest. These two just showing why they have had the longest reigns in BallyDung Wrestling as BallyDung Champion. And you know, both men would like to walk out of here with that championship, but only one will walk out of here champion. It's not a team sport. It's just one of these men will walk out of here BallyDung Champion tonight. And Max Frost has that huge opportunity, and we've seen the Mad Professor in many different battles where he's fought so many different competitors, but I don't think he's ever had a challenge thus far that's been matching him almost move for move and countered him counter for counter as Max Frost has. And the Mad Professor now goes behind, and no, he's not able to. Usually the Mad Professor is able to wear down his opponents, but I don't think he's fought an opponent like Max Frost that keeps recovering and fighting back like this. Max Frost not really giving an inch in this match as Undertaker continues that count on the outside, but no, they're back into the ring yet again as Max Frost and Brit still fighting, and they keep countering each other again and again, and now a slam there by the Mad Professor. I don't know why he hasn't gone for the pinfall yet, as now Max Frost on the ring apron, and now Undertaker tosses the Mad Professor over, and Max Frost and Brit on the outside as Undertaker starts that count. Undertaker going for a little bit of a fast count, but no, that's it. Brit, I thought Brit got in before the 10 count, but this match ends in a draw via double countout, so the Mad Professor retains the BallyDung Championship by a draw.